Welcome, boys and girls from YouTube. My name is Sloth. This is SlothForge, and thanks for stopping by on today's hero guide. Today we will have a look at Felicity, but this guide will probably be way shorter than those usual Sloth guides because first, Felicity is not that complicated, and also I just try to aim for faster guides, like within 10 minutes or less, at least for those relatively normal heroes like Felicity is. When it comes to exclusive heroes, of course, we will go back to those in-depth guides, but I think for those normal heroes, normal legendary heroes, those some quick hero spotlights are absolutely enough, I think. So now let's talk about Felicity, because as I said, she is not that complicated. First, her aura. She increases the crit damage of all allies by 24% in all battles. In all battles is always nice. We always like to see this, but crit damage is also a very good stat, but if you pair your Felicity with Flora, this is not useful. Now, if you pair your Felicity with Tonalnan and Casper, for example, then this is actually a very useful aura. But yeah, it is a good aura, but not the strongest aura out there. Now, let's talk about the passive. The passive is very interesting and makes Felicity so strong, or is one of the two parts of her kit that makes her so strong. Every single time that she is triggering an critical hit on her battle skill or her ultimate skill, she gets 3% ultimate energy. And because both of those skills, the battle skill and the ultimate skill, are multi-hitting skills, this helps her to cycle through her skills pretty fast. So yeah, very interesting, very nice passive actually. Now her battle skill is actually not that special. It just deals a little bit of damage, and if she rolls a 4 or higher on the wild dice, then she repeats this battle skill, or she shoots an additional fireball. So it just helps her to cycle through her skills a bit faster. But apart from that, nothing special actually. She is not dealing much damage. She can in theory deal a little bit of damage, but you don't need her to build her with damage. You just want her to support your main damage dealers. And her ultimate skill, it is an AoE skill, which is always useful. Not the best AoE, not the best area, but still it is a fine area, and it can hit 5 times up to 8 times. So once again, very strong in combination with the passive, and every single hit of her ultimate places the small version of a defense penalty buff, and this can stack up to 8 times. And every single buff reduces the defense by 2%, so up to 16% defense reduction, which is very, very strong, and just helps your damage dealers to deal so much more damage, especially for speedrunning and for long battles, for Vortex, for example. So battles that take up to 10 minutes. This is extremely useful. And well, that's it pretty much. As I said, not too complicated, but extremely, extremely useful, extremely strong. Now, and this is the reason why she is also built differently. You only want crit rate and accuracy, actually, on your Felicity. You can build her with a little bit of crit damage, because she is critting always, or nearly always, because you should aim for 100% crit rate. If it is a bit less, it is fine, but you want to aim for 100% crit rate on Felicity, and then you can give her a little bit of crit damage as well, but it is not that important. The only important stats are crit rate and accuracy. She needs enough accuracy to land her defense penalty, and that's it pretty much. Now for her gear sets, there are 2 useful gear sets in my opinion, but the probably best gear set is the Brotherhood Spirit set, because she cycles so fast through her skills, she just can't keep this buff up for nearly the whole fight. So I would say like 80 or 90% of the fight, the Brotherhood Spirit buff is up as well. So it just helps you on another way, helps your team to deal more damage. Also, another very strong set is the Puppeteer's Inspiration set, but in general, I prefer the Brotherhood set, the Brotherhood Spirit set, a little bit more than the Inspiration set. So I would say that the Brotherhood Spirit set is the best and Sloth set actually for your Felicity, because she cycles so fast through her skills. Now when it comes to artifacts, there is no questions asked. The Witch Remains is the best in-slot artifact for your Felicity because she has this multi-hitting ultimate skill, and now she does not only apply 1 but 2 debuffs, which is just defense penalty debuffs, and once again helps your team to deal so much more damage. And she can actually keep those debuffs up for nearly the whole fight as well. Actually, I'm sure that Felicity in the Vortex boss keeps this debuff up for 95% of the fight, maybe even 100% of the fight. Those debuffs are up, which is extremely, extremely strong. And I forget to mention one thing. Now, you have a 3-piece set with the Brotherhood Spirit, and another extremely strong set for your Felicity is the Ancestral Guidance set, because, oh, not the Ancestral Guidance set, I'm sorry guys, but the Schadenfreude set, because she applies so many debuffs, because every single one of those defense penalty debuffs counts as a single debuff actually. So every single time she's using her ultimate, she's healing herself by 16% plus 2% from the Witch Remains, so nearly 20% self-heal every single time that she is using her ultimate. And she is using her ultimate every 10 seconds, at around 10 seconds, so the Schadenfreude set, extremely useful in my opinion, on your Felicity. But of course, the Ancestral Guidance works also well on Felicity. And that's it when it comes to the gear and the artifacts. Now let's talk about the talents really quick. I would highly suggest to go with the bottom path or the bottom row because of the focused whispers. Just helps you to reach your dice rolls, your wild dice rolls. Because you need some dice rolls, always when it comes to wild, there is a little bit of RNG involved, and it just helps you to improve your chances to get the needed pips. I think the needed pips are 5 if I'm not mistaken. So you want to roll a 4, so yeah, it just helps you to reach those numbers a bit easier. So this is what I would highly recommend to go with the bottom row on your Felicity. And that's it pretty much when it comes to Felicity. As I said, not that complicated, but an extremely strong hero and helps you to deal so much more damage. And now when it comes to the teammates, there are actually, it is not that she needs some particular teammates, it's more that she is supporting those wild teams in general. Every single wild team wants a Felicity because she is so strong. But one hero that pairs very well with Felicity is Eric, just because Eric in general also fits in all of those wild teams because of his passive. He just, once he appears at the start of the battle, he upgrades all wild hero dices by 2. So once again, it is just so much easier for your Felicity to roll a 4 or higher if she is paired with Eric. So those 2 heroes as your main support heroes, then 1 healer, and then 2 more DPS units, ideally Flora and Casper, but you can use other heroes if you don't have Flora. For example, Tonanem. Rash also is a very strong single target DPS hero actually. But well, that's it pretty much. I think that I've mentioned everything that I wanted to mention, and I hope that this was a helpful guide for you. If you have any further questions or you want to add something because I forget to add something, please let me know in the comments below. And yeah, that's it for today's video. See you in the next one.